Hey everyone, so the Nicki Minaj Anaconda video, I'm pretty sure most of you will have seen it by now, and if not, you probably will check it out sometime soon. I think it broke the record as being the most watched YouTube video in a 24-hour period or something like that. I saw it when it came out last week, and my first thought was not to do a makeup tutorial on it. I don't really like to do things just because they're controversial or whatever. And I did look at the video, and I don't think I noticed the makeup until the second time I saw it because it's such a crazy video. But I was so surprised at how many of you wanted to see the makeup tutorial in the last week since it's been up, I suppose. It is a really stunning makeup. If you can get over the rest of the video and then focus on her face, she looks utterly flawless. Not my kind of music by any means, and I'm cursing this makeup tutorial because I had to watch the video a couple of times today to try and get good stills to work off, and the song stuck in my head. But anyhow, if you want to see my version of the makeup that Nicki is wearing from that video, just keep watching the tutorial. There'll be a full list of products below and on the blog with more pictures and that kind of stuff. And if you haven't seen the video, do go and check it out. It's an experience, not for kids, and yeah. Oh, and I quickly forgot to say as well, I'll announce the winner of last week's Wrong We Dress giveaway at the end of the video as well, so just keep tuned for that. Thanks a million, guys. So I already applied some foundation just to save time. I applied some of my waterproof gel foundation by Makeup Atelier Paris, and this is an extremely long-lasting foundation. It can be a bit hard to work with, so I thinned it down using the Air Colour Thinner. It just makes it way easier to spread. Then for the eyes, I'm going to start off with a NYX Jumbo pencil. This is in the colour Pure Gold. I'll pop that all over the moving part of my lid, and then just spread that out a wee bit with my finger. Next I'm going to get some eyeshadow by Bourjois. This is the number 8 Ombre Paupiere, one of my favourite highlight colours ever. And I'm just going to apply that there underneath the brow arch. Just pat it in place. Then for my main lid colour, I'm going to use this Essence eyeshadow palette. This is the All About Sunrise one. It's extremely inexpensive, but great quality for the price. I'm just going to use that kind of goldy colour there and press that over my jumbo pencil. And I'm just going to apply some of that highlighty colour there. You could just use whatever you used on your brow bone as well though. And just into the inner corner to brighten that up. And I'm also going to get a wee bit of that same highlighter colour and literally pop it very lightly into the centre of my lid, just to add that extra wee bit of a highlight, because every time the light hits her eyes, it's extremely highlighted. Then to buff out the crease, I'm going to use this palette by NYX. It's one of their Love in Paris palettes. It's number 5 Parisian Chic. I'm going to get that centre brown, which is just a plain matte brown, and start to buff that, or blend that rather, above the crease. And I'm going to focus that a little bit there on the inner part of my eye. A little bit more than I usually would. And just wing it out a little bit, just very subtly. Then using a slightly more tapered brush, this is the Zoeva Petite Crease brush. I'm going to go into that darker brown colour in the wee corner and apply it to the outer V and concentrate it in that outer crease area as well. And again, if you want, you can wing it up ever so slightly. You can use your blending brush just to soften any lines at the corner there. And then just make sure you're buffing out the edges so that there's absolutely no harsh lines whatsoever. And then I'm going to pick up the tiniest wee bit of the black and just apply that to the very corner, without taking up too much space. So from what I can see in the stills I took from the video, her under eye area is totally clean. In fact, it actually even looks like she's got no eyelashes in a couple of stills. So I'm not going to be putting anything under there in the line of eyeshadow. If you wanted to, you can go ahead though. Of course, make sure you adjust it to suit yourselves. But I'm going to leave it clean, and I'll clean up any discoloration with concealer in a minute. But I'm going to use my NYX Liquid Black Eyeliner now to do the cat eye. So it's a very standard but striking cat eye. So I think it could be a good idea sometimes to start with the wing, and it's quite straight out rather than overly curved. And then I'm going to do the body of the eyeliner and just connect them all up. And then just use your trusty cotton bud to wipe away any mistakes. Then even though I'm not going to do anything with my lower lash line, I still want to tightline just to take away the look of any like just light skin showing through when I put on my mascara. So I'm going to apply some ScandalEys Kohl pencil just underneath that area there. So it's the bit of skin there that literally is underneath your lashes. I find it can often be easier to just close the eyes and then just run it back and forth. That way you're not going to be worried about poking your eyes out. And I wouldn't worry too much about getting a little bit on the lower lash line because you can't really help it. A little bit will transfer, but if it's like too much, you can just use a cotton bud to get rid of it. And of course, with this being makeup for a music video, the lashes are like totally lash-tastic. There are like gorgeous full false lashes on her, but I'm just going to use mascara. I'm going to go with my MAC InExtreme Dimension lash mascara because I find it always gives a good result. And of course, I'm only going to do the top lashes since the bottom lash line isn't defined. Then with the eyes done, I'm going to apply some under eye concealer. This is a NYX HD Concealer and it is the third colour up, so it's number 3. And I'm going to apply that underneath the eye. I'm going to use like a one of these kind of brushes just to make sure I get right up to the lash line. Because sometimes you can't get right up to the lash line with the more kind of blendy brushes. Then next I'm going to set everything in place with a light dusting of powder. This is my Catrice Prime and Fine Waterproof Powder and I'm just applying that with my Real Techniques blush brush. She is very contoured in this video, but like that's her thing anyhow, so I'm going to use some of this contouring powder by MAC, which I've definitely hit pan on, with a Zoeva Luxe Highlight brush. Just use that to contour and add a bit of life to my face because of course I'm so pale compared to her. I'll probably go a little bit stronger on the contour than I normally do. And her nose is definitely contoured as well, so I'm going to use a smaller brush. This is my Blending E36 brush by Sigma, one of their performance brushes, and use the same powder just along the sides and the end of my nose. And along with everything else, there's a load of highlighting going on her face as well. So I'm going to use this Glow Face and Body Highlighter by Sleek Makeup. I'm going to run a little bit of the lower colours along my cheek. And then I'm going to go over that with my face powder again just because it's quite strong on my skin tone. Now there is a highlight shade at the top of that, but it's a little bit too small or narrow to get in with my brush. So I'm going to use this e.l.f. Baked Highlighter in Moonlight Pearl. Pick that up and apply it all there to the top of my cheekbones. To my Cupid's bow. I'll move on to a smaller brush for this. And then run it down the very centre of my nose as well. And between the eyes. I'm going to pop some Prep and Prime Lip by MAC onto my lips just to prime them before my lip colour. And then to give that a minute or two to settle in or to like just set on the lips, I'm going to do the brows. So I do like to do my brows after my base so the powder doesn't cover them. And her brows are lovely and defined, but they're not like crazy like dark or unnatural looking or anything like that. So I'm just going to run some of my MAC lingering pencil through them. Just take away any gaps and make them a little bit more neat looking. And then to finish off the lips, I'm going to use some of NYX Dolly Pink Lip Liner, fill in the entire lip and then fix the outline. This is a lovely like cool blue undertone. And Nicki Minaj has really full lips naturally, so I might overline my own lip line a little bit. Then to make the tone a little bit more similar to what she's wearing, I'm going to use this Love Me lipstick by Catrice, number 13, which is still pink, but it's not quite as cool. And then I'm just going to finish off with a little bit of a lip gloss. This is a Body Shop lip gloss in the colour Folie Pourpre. I so not pronouncing that right. It's just like a pinky lip gloss. And that's the finished look. So it is like, it's dramatic, but I think it's still very, very wearable. I think it's a really like stunning but classic look. I think most people could get away with it. It would suit absolutely everyone. So I hope this was helpful anyhow, guys. And if you are checking out the video, make sure you do it when there's no kids around and when you're not in work or there's no bosses around anyhow. But yeah, so that's my version of the Nicki Minaj Anaconda makeup, and that's it. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Chat to you all soon. Slán.